you've probably guessed, I'm Bats. And today, I'll present you with a list of real names of fictional characters. We are often introduced to new and memorable characters, whether it's a TV show, a cartoon, or a company's advertisement. Many times, these characters are introduced to us using only one name. But we here at Macabre Labs decided to do some digging and see exactly what their real names were. So let's kick this off with Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is an interesting case that has been debated for years. Many people think that his full name is Scoobert Doobert, and this is simply not true, not to mention silly. In our research, we uncovered that in 1988, on the spin-off cartoon, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, it was revealed that his official name is Scoobert Doo. Going from one of my most favorites to my least favorite, let's talk about Tweety Bird. This little yellow annoying bird was originally created in 1942 and was not originally shown with Sylvester. In 1947, a cartoon called Tweety Pie was shown. It was the first cartoon with Tweety and Sylvester, and this cemented his name as Tweety Pie. Did I mention we make our videos possible by connecting driftwood and old coconuts? Speaking of which, let's talk about the professor from Gilligan's Island. Now for this one we had to look a little deeper, as the real name is not actually mentioned very much in the series. The clue to finding this one came from the professor's backstory. His backstory goes that he was a high school science teacher from Cleveland, Ohio, and his real name was Roy Hinckley. In order to make sure that this doesn't become a 3-hour tour, let's speed right along and talk about Tails from the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Now, you don't have to be a gamer to have heard of our next entry, Tails from the Sonic the Hedgehog series. We were originally introduced to Tails on October 16, 1992, in the 8-bit version of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. His full name is Miles Tails Prower, which is a pun on miles per hour. This is in reference to the speed the games require. He is popular enough to even have gotten his own series of games in 1993 and 1995. Miles per hour might be a bit of a stinky pun, but luckily our next entry once played a used-up deodorant stick. Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends has an interesting real name. His full name is Beauregard Q. Kazoo. Blue used to live with his creator Mac, but his mom decides that Mac is too old for an imaginary friend. So, Foster's is the solution, as Madam Foster will let Blue live there and not be adoptable as long as Mac promises to visit daily. I don't have a funny joke to introduce this one. This one's just close to my heart. Let's talk about Stimpy. Stimson J. Cat is partnered with a high-strung asthma-hound chihuahua named Ren on the Ren and Stimpy show. Stimpy is a 3-year-old cat who has a brain literally the size of a peanut. He's always trying to make Ren happier and calmer. See Happy Happy Joy Joy. This next one is not only a personal inspiration, but one of my favorite characters on TV, Dr. Minyak from Henry Danger. Dr. Minyak is a character on the Nickelodeon show Henry Danger. He's one of the show's many villains. Although most of his plans usually are harmless, he puts a lot of thought into them. His full name is Horatio T. Minyak, and he works with his assistant, Nurse Cohort. How you guys liking this list so far? We're keeping it broke up into bite-sized little bits, which is kind of like our next entry, Cookie Monster from Sesame Street. Most people on planet Earth have at least heard of Cookie Monster, but most don't know what his real name is. Do you? It was revealed in a song in 2004 that before he ate his first cookie, he thinks it was Sid or Sydney. I know we're getting corny, but if you're curious about our next entry, we'll talk about the man with the yellow hat. As kids, we were introduced to Curious George, the curious little monkey and his many adventures. But did you ever wonder about the man with the yellow hat? He does have an actual name, and it was revealed in a deleted scene in the 2006 Curious George movie to be Ted Shackelford. although some say that since it was a deleted scene, it doesn't really count. This one is one all of us at Macabre Labs identify with, the classic 80s television show A.L.F. For this entry, we need to go all the way back to 1986 and a little TV show called A.L.F. Most people think that his name is A.L.F. A.L.F. is a sitcom about a sarcastic but friendly alien, and his name was Gordon Shumway. This lovable alien was with us for 4 seasons and a total of 99 episodes. Now let's sweeten things up a little bit with Mrs. Butterworth. That's right, she has a full name. For this entry, there is a great story for the reveal of this name. In 2007, Mrs. Butterworth returned to TV commercials and people wanted to know her name. The company decided to have a contest for people to guess her name. In the end, a 15-year-old Indiana girl, Shayla Doty, and 44-year-old woman named Cynthia Harmon won $500 and a year's supply of Mrs. Butterworth syrup for correctly guessing the name, Joy Butterworth. And now for a The More You Know moment. Let's talk about Barbie. Lots of children have played with Barbie dolls, but how many actually wondered, what is her real name? In the 1960s, Random House published a series of books which gave a lot of details about Barbie and her full name. Her full name happens to be Barbara Millicent Roberts. Well, for our last entry, we head back on down to Sesame Street. We go take a look at Mr. Snuffleupagus. For us as kids, Mr. Snuffleupagus was an awesome character on Sesame Street and was Big Bird's best friend. He is approximately 4.5 years old, born on August 19th, and his full name is Aloysius Snuffleupagus. And that about wraps up our list for today. We hope you enjoyed taking a look at these real names of fictional characters. Probably won't be the last in this series. I've been your host, Bats. Please check in next time because you never know what we got in store. And as usual, think for yourselves and keep it creepy. Hey, thanks for checking out our video. If you enjoyed this one and would like to see more of our weird, creepy, odd, eccentric, or strange content as soon as it comes out, please feel free to click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. We'll see you later. Keep it creepy.